Here we go, folks! This is Football 101, the YouTube show featuring your host, the Beetle. That's right, the Beetle from Miami University back in the day. And this is a special, we're featuring this Football 101 magazine show now on YouTube. And I'm going to break down each and every team. That's right, their chances in the NFL this 2024. No more am I going to just document what others say. I'm going to dig deep into each and every team's experts, local experts who broadcast their training camps day in, day out. So I'm going to dig deep into each and every NFL team this season on this YouTube show. And of course, I used to do the Football 101 magazine for over how many years? For over 20 some years. We took a break several years ago, and then I returned and started it again. And now we're moving the Football 101 magazine to the YouTube show. So it's about time. It makes it easier for me and easier for you, because I know you want the real deal. I know you want the latest information. So that's what I want to give you in our shows. And I don't know exactly how long these shows will be. I'm going to try to keep them down to 30 minutes, but I'm going to dig deep right now in each and every team. So with that said, it's time to get into it. And I'm going to use as a reference, I'm going to share it with you as a reference. I always get my Football 101 magazine, Lindy Sports, and I'm going to use this as a basis for breaking down each and every team. I'm going to overanalyze Lindy Sports, but I'm incorporating what I just learned by going to the different shows in each and every camp. And starting off this past weekend, the NFL teams just started their training camps, and I'm going to start off with the NFC. That's right, the NFC. You know, let me just say, yes, the obvious. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, AFC East, from back in the day. So this is the gear that I wear, and yes, I'm a proud Dolphins fan, but I'm going to be as impartial as I can be in evaluating each and every team. So let's do this. Big time, we're going to do this. So with Lindy Sports, and of course I'm based in North Carolina, they start off with, wow. Let me give with the coaching, and let me just show the picture. Yes, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy, head coach in the Dallas Cowboys. And let me just give a quick, before I get into each and every section of it, let me tell you, I'm going to give a shout out to some of the local folks in Dallas who covering the Dallas Cowboys. A quick shout out to Dallas Cowboys United, Cowboys Nation, who that cover the Dallas Cowboys. And I went to their site on YouTube. This is the very first week, the very first practice. And let me just say, they were just down in the dumps already. I couldn't believe it. The commentators at Dallas Cowboys United and Cowboys Nation, they look very disappointed at the very first practice, setting up for the practice and the first week of practices. And let me just say, the very first, I know it's just the first week, the first few days, but they were already saying that Dak Prescott was throwing interception. And matter of fact, I saw the different video cuts of which Dak Prescott was throwing interceptions. Can you believe it? Camp just started, and Dak Prescott, the prize quarterback, just not in the groove yet. And of course, they blamed it already. They're looking at the new defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer. And Mike Zimmer was the coach for the for several years for Minnesota Vikings, as well as for the Cincinnati Bengals. But Mike Zimmer is bringing a new defensive philosophy to the Dallas Cowboys once Dan Quinn left for his own coaching gig. So Mike Zimmer is ahead of the defensive coordinator. And this new defensive scheme has the same. It's different, but it's still going to be lame. Okay, there you go. I'm giving you some quick insight right there. Let's just say. Also, I saw where Jerry Jones in Oxnard, California, was giving a nice donation to Oxnard again. They're back there, and it's the typical stuff, but it seemed like a farewell. Looking at Jerry Jones starting off the season, given the regular hype, the typical cowboy hype, the cowboy production, the cowboy cheerleaders, all the hype, giving a donation to the city of Oxnard, California, where they have the camp. It seemed there was not a great feeling there, even during the production of giving a donation to the city of Oxnard. Okay, enough of the filler. That's 6 minutes in. I'm spending too much time. So Mike McCarthy. Okay, I was not. Let me just say, I'm never been a big fan of Mike McCarthy, but here we go. The quarterback, starting off the quarterbacks, of course, Dak Prescott, not looking too good, as I just said. As a matter of fact, they said 1 year after leading the league in interception, Prescott led the league in touchdown passes and finished second in the MVP voting behind Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Can you believe that? That's hard to believe. And they also say, can he be the future? Well, they're looking at other Trey Lance. Can he be the future for Dak Prescott? I'm sorry, Dak Prescott. Can he be the future? The backup? Who knows? Who knows right now? But let me just say, I had never been. Oh gosh, I haven't been a big fan of Dak Prescott over the years, and he's been given so many opportunities, and this has to be his final shot to prove it or lose it. The running backs, oh my gosh. Now, it's so hard to be impartial, but guess what? Again, there's so much stuff going on in the off season. I'm trying to catch up, and when they did a deeper dive on the various local YouTube, I don't think they can believe that Ezekiel Elliott is back. Yes, Ezekiel Elliott left, go to the Patriots, was dumped last year, went to the Patriots, now he's back. As a matter of fact, he's the featured back. Can you believe Ezekiel Elliott is the featured back after they let go Tony Pollard? Superstar Tony Pollard, they let him go. They bring back Ezekiel Elliott. And they have other tandems of... and Tony Pollard signed with the Titans in free agency. I don't blame him at all. Really don't blame him. And again, just looking at their backup running backs for Ezekiel Elliott, and you know Ezekiel will not last. You know he won't last. And so they have, they have Deuce Vaughn. They also have Hunter. Hunter and other very low-ranking running backs. And this is going to be a running back of attrition. They also have, Elliott is the most accomplished and the more experienced member of a position group that includes under Harold likes of Rico Dwaddle, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, as I said, Snoop Connor, an undrafted rookie, Nathaniel Pete, and free agent signing Royce Freeman. So right there, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real in these in my shows. Right there, you got Dak Prescott and aging Ezekiel Elliott with a crew of backups that are unproven. Right there, you are in trouble. Seriously. Cowboys are in trouble right there. Then we move on. There are about the receivers. There are no questions about CeeDee Lamb's status as the one league's most accomplished wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, yes. Let me just say, he's a superstar, but he's a on and off superstar. Does he bring his game every game? No. He's on and off. He's kind of flighty. He makes spectacular catches, but he disappears when the game is on the line. Of course, they have Brandon Cooks is a solid number 2 receiver, but Jalen Tolbert needs to develop as a number 3 wide receiver. They have Jake Ferguson established himself as the tight end. So their wide receiving core, other than CeeDee Lamb, is average. It's average, and it's sometimey. Brandon Cooks has been in the league for a while, and he's got speed, but he's always been, that receiver that's, not overly spectacular. He's 10 years in the league, 11 years in the league. I don't know why he's been moved around from team to team to team, but he found a home with the Cowboys, which don't have speed on the outside to stretch the field, and that's what Brandon Cooks will do: stretch the field and free up CeeDee Lamb. Their tight end is average, so bottom line is they got an average core of wide receivers, and then their offensive linemen. The Cowboys are no longer home to the best offensive line in the NFL, and that was before they lost the 2 starters to free agency. The Cowboys still have the league's best guard tandem in emerging star Tyler Smith and 9-time Pro Bowler right guard Zach Martin. So there you go. Their offensive line is average, loses starters, but not not intimidating. And let me just say, during my shows, I'm gonna always have a glass of water over here, clear my throat. It gets very hoarse while I'm doing my shows. So I'm keeping it real in my shows. There's no cut and paste. By the way, there's no cut and paste in my shows. This is where I'm recording my shows, my Football 101 shows, at night, in the evening time, so I can talk my stuff in my studio, my home studio. So I'm talking my stuff in my home studio doing my shows. So not to overdo it. So I'm doing my shows at night, and hopefully y'all will like my shows at night, being produced at night. That's the time to really have fun. So there you go. That's the offense. And let me just say, it's a C average offense. C average. It may be C minus, but a C average offense. I'm not impressed whatsoever. And the offensive coordinator is Brian Schottenheimer. What does that tell you? That's Brian Schottenheimer. And those of you who know football, Schottenheimer is a son of a well-known Cleveland Brown coach, Marty Schottenheimer. I think it's Marty Schottenheimer. Yes, Marty. I'm from Ohio. I remember Marty. Schottenheimer's not that great in coaching. So now they have Brian Schottenheimer as offense coordinator, and their defense coordinator, as I said, is Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer, he'll probably step into this head coaching job. No, I'm going a little bit too fast. Okay, I'll stop right there. Okay, that's the offense. Their defensive line, okay, their defensive line strong. The Cowboys are no longer home to the best, like I said, defensive line is strong, but they really depend upon defensive end Micah Parsons is still the front. I think they're moving to a 4-3. Micah Parsons is going to be a defensive end. He was going from linebacker to outside linebacker to middle linebacker at time. Now I believe it's going to a 4-3, and so that will put additional pressure on the opposing offensive line. That's where it needs to be as a defensive end. The biggest, they say the biggest concerns are at tackle, defensive tackle, and the team needs nose tackle, Mazi Smith, to step up after a disappointing rookie season. I agree. Chauncey Golston is the best backup in the middle. Cowboys will look for in depth during training camp. Again, other than Micah Parsons and some of their new additions, I'm going to talk about the new additions in just a second. They're average. Linebackers was their weak link defensively last year. The Cowboys made a point to get some bodies and bigger bodies there. That's how they acquired Kendricks played under Zimmer, and he came from Minnesota. So they have some decent linebackers now because they want to get more physical. The Cowboys are really excited about Overshown's potential. The third-round pick, Marcus LeFou, will contribute as a veteran, as will veteran Damian Wilson. So again, they're bringing in linebackers to solidify, and I'm just checking out their defensive linebackers again. Yeah, Eric Kendricks. Yeah, he's really, now he's solid. I remember him now. He's come from Minnesota. He's a pounder. So that was a great pickup for the Cowboys. Solid defense. There he is. Eric Kendricks was brought to the Cowboys, and he is a thumper. He's a thumper. So give him that. Now, one of the things they lost on defense, they lost several folks on defense. The one that surprised me was they let go Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore, one-time All-Pro, All-MVP Defensive Player of the Year. Stephon Gilmore used to be with the Indianapolis Colts, used to be with the New England Patriots. So he was, and every time I saw him last year, he was in man coverage, tied up, and he was doing an average job, but it was getting burnt too. That was the thing I noticed. Every time they put him with the number one wide receiver, and he was getting burnt. So I can understand why they let Stephon Gilmore go, but again, he brings the credentials, he brings the experience, so I was surprised that they really let him go that fast. Also gone is Michael Gallup, the wide receiver. They also let go Jaron Kearse, safety. So they're struggling with regards to bringing in high quality athletes. Now I talked about the linebackers, their secondary, the return of Trayvon Diggs, the veteran. Now he's an All-Pro. He's no doubt. He's a big time defensive back. And matter of fact, Trayvon Diggs is 6'1", 205. He come from Alabama, and this is his fifth or sixth year. But they did pick up what I did like. They picked up. They have Malik Hooker as he was a defensive back from the Ohio State. I had to say that. Donovan Wilson will also be a starter in the secondary with Dalton. Dalton Bland. He will be in the secondary. Again, their secondary is in and out. Diggs brings in 18 interceptions, and then they're looking for All-Pro and Pro Bowler Jonathan Lewis is a solid slot corner. So they're average in a little bit above average. I give them a B+ in the secondary. Their special teams have an embarrassment of riches with their specialties. Kicker Brandon Aubrey made the Pro Bowl, the All-Pro last season in his first NFL season. They also Kevontae Turpin made the Pro Bowl in 2022 and should be an even bigger factor on returns with the new kickoff rules. That's right, the new kickoff rules gives the opportunity for kick returners to bring the ball out of the, at least return the ball as opposed to just kicking it in the end zone all the time. So they've given the kick returners an opportunity to shine. And you know, I like the guys with speed to shine. And I used to play special teams all the time and love bringing back kicks when I got the chance when I played. So long snap, and they also had long snapper. But here's the intangibles. This is what Lindy said about the intangibles. Mike McCarthy and the entire coaching staff are on 1-year deals with no guarantee for 2025. And matter of fact, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And just by doing a deeper dive on their local shows, on YouTube, particularly Dallas Cowboys United and Cowboys Nation. Yeah, all of those who are involved with Cowboys. I don't know how y'all do it. Let me just say, I'm going to do it. I don't know how y'all do it with supporting the Cowboys Nation when your record has been so average. And let me just say, all the talent is practically gone. And the enthusiasm from Cowboys Nation and Dallas Cowboys United, I feel for you. I feel your pain. I can feel your pain on your show. And then the Talking Cowboy show, the host seemed troubled. Again, just breaking down each position. It seemed worrisome. I got a feeling of worrisome. And then, let me just say, the Beetle, I looked over the schedule, the 2024 schedule, and I'm doing this for every team. The schedule and the win record, what is it? I almost made it. Let me see. No. I'm gonna give. If it's not gonna be, if there's 18 games, I'm giving the Cowboys. I just don't see it. I saw an 8-10 record. An 8-10 record at this point in time on their 2024 schedule. Not busting 500. That's right. I just don't. Here. Let me quickly go. They start off with Cleveland. At Cleveland. That's a loss. They host New Orleans. That's a win. Baltimore. That's a loss. Let me just go through it real quick. Giants, Pittsburgh, Detroit. Then they have a bye at San Francisco, at Atlanta, Philly, at home Philly, Houston, at Washington, New York Giants, home, Cincinnati Bengals, home, at Carolina, Tampa, hosting Tampa, then at Philly and Washington, home. Again, it's going to be 8-10 or 10-8. 8-10 or 10-8. That's what I'm going to say. I'm down with 8-10 or 10-8. They're not going to make the playoffs. This is it. They're not going to make the playoffs. Mike McCarthy may be fired, let go before the end of the season, and Mike Zimmer will be the interim head coach. I'm saying it right now. Mike McCarthy may be fired before the end of the season. No, they don't. They're not going to do it during Thanksgiving Day's game, which they normally have. Of course, they're not going to do that on November 28th when they host the Giants. But if it looks really bad, Jerry Jones is going to pull the plug. But Jerry Jones, he's always making extra money no matter how bad the Cowboys are. But he'll do it politically correct. He'll fire Mike McCarthy, bring and hire him up into the office as a expert and bring in Mike Zimmer to fulfill the head coaching job. So there you go. That's my prediction. Excuse me. That's my prediction. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my voice. Ooh, there you go. There you go. So that's my insight on the Dallas Cowboys right now at the beginning and during preseason, just during training camp. It's going to be a rough season for the Cowboys. And you can bank it. Well, I don't want to say bank it, but I at some point in time, you got to clean house. And it just doesn't feel right with the Dallas Cowboys. When you look at the rest of the NFC East, that's where I'm comparing. When you look at the rest of the NFC East, the Cowboys are in serious trouble. That's for sure. So there you go. That's my analysis of the Dallas Cowboys for Football 101. I am the Beetle, your host, and I'm just going to be breaking it down each and every team this season and giving you an analysis every week of the NFL. So with that said, let's do this.